Okay, so Paralives Early Access came out a couple hours ago. It is May 25th, 2026, and you know what? The customization looks great. The build buy stuff, awesome. The color sliders, the color wheel, the amount of customization you have over skin tone, your clothes colors, not your hairstyles, but it's whatever. The sliders all over your face and body. Love it. Great. Skin details, eye presets, a prosthetic leg. Character customization is great. The build mode, UI is a little confusing, but I can live with that. You know, we're in early access, blah blah blah. Obviously, selection's a bit bare. Again, early access, it's fine. I love resizing my couch and getting a 4-section couch, a 3-section couch, a 2-section. God forbid, an armchair? It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. As someone who's been playing The Sims 4, just resizing the couch makes my monkey brain so happy. The long windows of doom, I haven't tried to make a long door, but as I'm recording this, I'm realizing I have to do that. So all that's great. All that stuff we hyped up is looking good. Again, options bare bones, but that doesn't matter. We are in early access. This is just kind of a playtesting and feedback phase for the devs. And I do have feedback to offer, not on those customization things, because honestly, they're pretty good, and I'm sure they can only get better. But there are other things we need to address. My frame rate is abysmal. Listen, I don't have a NASA supercomputer or anything, but on the toaster to supercomputer scale, I would say I'm closer to the supercomputer. In fact, I might be higher because I can run Outlook. But the thing is, even like that, even playing on, medium settings, I'm not demanding the highest quality or anything. My game is stuttering like crazy. Another mild, no big deal issue, it's literally the first day of early access thing I have with Paralives is whatever the hell happened here. So I'm just trying to make my para a nice sandwich for breakfast. And then the game's like, okay, you have no counters, microwaves, fridges, or stovetops. And I'm like, girl, I'm looking at them. And it's like, well, girl, I don't know what to tell you. They're not there. So I go into build mode, I move stuff around, I add another counter because, yeah, maybe it was cheating to have one counter stretched into two, but I thought that was kind of the point. Like, isn't that what God intended? But no, I take away the microwave, I move the counters, I move the stove, I just can't cook. And then I get my guy to go over thinking maybe, there's just not enough space in front of the stove, even though I have like 3 people's worth of space in there before my chair. And he stands there, and all of a sudden he's like, oh, hold on, I got it, I can cook now. I'm like, girl, what? Girl, how? But that's fine. I'm honestly okay with that, it's fine. But then, this guy, I have him make another sandwich, like, literally the next day. He failed the first time, by the way. And he sets his damn house on fire. And I'm like, oh, well, this is a classic. This happens in The Sims, like, every playthrough. Just watch a little Simsy video. Like, there's a 50% chance, if it's a Let's Play, that it starts with a clip of her house on fire. But, my god, my para is like, oh, fire! And I'm like, I got that, brother. Let's put that out. And in The Sims, they panic, they freak out, they take a little while to try to put themselves out, but they don't just stand there and say, ah, fire. They don't just get set on fire and go, ah, I'm on fire. And then when they finally put themselves out because I canceled the panic interaction like I do in The Sims, my para just like, he dips. And I'm like, okay, good. Call the firefighters. And then he doesn't want to because he's too busy dipping, but he's already at the sidewalk. So I finally get him to call the firefighters. And the firefighters are like, lovely day. It is. And they don't do anything either. And that's fine because this is early access. And I really was not counting on the firefighting system to be top notch right now. Just look at The Sims. But when they finally put it out, with my help, because of course, firefighter looks me dead in the eyes and he says, yeah, I'm a cook. That's my job. And I'm like, dang, okay, you got a crazy side hustle. Sure, I respect it. But then I try to go to bed. And he starts walking in with me. And I'm like, dude, bro, we just met 10 minutes ago. Like, I'm grateful that you saved my house, but I don't know you like that. He gets in bed with me. This is not a group activity, bro. Bro, get out. And then he takes that too literally and he walks through the wall. Again, early access. I thought it was funny. Like, I'm dead serious. It was just funny to me. Not the microwave incident. That was infuriating. None of that is really the problem. That's early access, bugs, janky stuff, lag, whatever. The game came out a couple hours ago. This is the point where giving feedback and catching these bugs. If this game was released full version like this, that would be a different story, but it's not, so I don't mind. I just think it's funny. But what I think is going to be a bigger issue is the social system. Okay, so look here. When you want to talk to someone, you go walk up to them, you click talk with. It's simple, it's easy, makes sense. It's certainly more simple than The Sims 4's hell of menu options. What category is ask about your day, and is it friendly small talk? Is it friendly deep talk? Like, who knows? You have to go through all these categories, all these menus, all these drop downs. So yeah, it's more simple. But then you start talking, and what you see is a bar goes up while you're talking. That's like your conversation bar. And every time that bar fills up, you can click on the bar, which is inconvenient, by the way, and you can pick something to talk about in particular. But the thing is, you don't pick from a big list of options. You pick from 3 that the game gives you, seemingly randomly, of course, with, current circumstances in mind, but still randomly. And, maybe a 4th if the storyteller wants to make you friends or something. So, if I want to flirt with bro, but the storyteller doesn't want me to flirt with bro, then I simply cannot flirt with bro until, maybe I get a better role next time. And life sims, they're all about customization. That's how you let players tell their stories, because life sims are basically just a bunch of tools you give players. It's like a bunch of building blocks, and they go sit in the sandbox, and they come up with the stories, and they play pretend. You need to give them the right tools. And I would argue that the socialization mechanics in a game are some of the most important things, because you can have your perfect little house and your perfect little family, but it doesn't matter if they're soulless little husks. You need a good interaction system. And in paralives, it's not interactive, it's not engaging. I don't feel like I'm really controlling this. I feel like I'm helpless to the whims of the storyteller, and the storyteller hates me, by the way. I picked the medium one just for, surely this is basic mode. Bro, tell me why my guy made like Nutella on toast and he sets his house on fire and he loses his entire living room. But in fairness, that was mostly his fault. I did make a himbo. It's true. I want to be able to have a choice. I can probably talk about exercise or tell a joke or the fact that my house almost burned down last week. Which fair, but like, I want to be more in control. I want to be able to make choices without you forcing these 3 equally meh cards upon me. And I understand that some of this might just be because they don't have enough socialization options, because this is early access and a lot of content is missing. But I think the flaw isn't just with the number of interactions and the quality of those interactions, it's with the system itself. But with paralives, every few seconds there's a timer. You have to wait on it. And then you might get the choice you want, or you might not, and you might just have to talk about like breakfast sandwiches for another 3 seconds. And then the para gets tired and goes home, and you're like, well, okay, did I make any friends? Well, no, because you didn't click on what the storyteller told you was your +1 friend point. I just think we need a more engaging and a compelling social mechanic that isn't these forced pauses, these forced choices that allow players to really tell their own story. Because if you as a player cannot tell whatever story you want to tell in a life sim game, granted a little bit of benefit of the doubt, suspension of disbelief, all that, then why the hell are you playing that simulation game? We need choices. We need to be able to make those choices when we want them, whenever. And I feel like this system is just so strict and boring, honestly, that it makes me sit there and go, huh, well, the customization's good. I like the building. Where I'm not selling out to Saudi Arabia, but this isn't as fun as playing The Sims. And when you have a competitor like The Sims, you have to be able to beat them in pretty much every field. You are winning in morals, paralives, but this social interaction system, we need to see some sort of change, because without that, I feel like this game just becomes a drag. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, do not subscribe. There is a non-zero chance I will never upload again. Instead, as a treat, here's the 3-minute montage / just normal recording of me trying to put out a fire, no thanks to my para and these 2 useless firefighters, one of which is doing this for a side hustle. Thank you. Time to start. Can we cook? Okay, for some reason we can cook. Sounds good. We're going for the same thing because I cannot, like, mentally justify him having a whole ass pizza. Well, damn! Put the shit out. You got it, bro. You got it. Any minute now. You're just like... I know, bro! Are we extinguishing it? Or... I'm not helping. Okay, so I had to cancel. Oh, he's on fire. Extinguish self. And now we're freaking out again. Bro, we established... I'm so confused, guys. Okay, you know what? Run. If you die, like, this is kind of your own fault. Thank you. God. Use phone. Call... Okay, so we can... But he's, like, leaving or some shit, so we can't call the firefighters. I am so confused. Leaving because of the fire. I get that. You are literally... Oh my god. Guys. God. What is my blood doing? Lock in, bro. Oh, and Dell is just like... You know what? This is magic. This is actually magical. Hello, firefighters on top of me. Okay. What? Not everyone can do this interaction, so those that cannot will leave the group. Okay, fine. Sure. I'll leave the group. Okay, well that just froze everything. Extinguish fire, brothers. That was highly unintuitive and irritating. Ah, fire! No shit! Oh my god. Ah, fire. Put it out! Wait, we can have a conversation? Just like... Hey, what's up? So nice to meet you. Ignore the fire burning down my house.